Since 1974, Hello Kitty has been a global ambassador of joy, friendship, and pure innocence. Born in Japan, this adorable little girl with a red bow and no mouth quickly captured the hearts of millions around the world. She is everywhere, on sparkling pink backpacks of school children, in colorful theme parks, and as soft, huggable plush toys on countless beds. For decades, Hello Kitty has represented the ultimate cuteness, a comforting friend to kids, and a symbol of everything bright and happy in the world. When you look at her, you can't help but feel a sense of peace and warmth. But what if that ultimate symbol of innocence was used to hide the most unimaginable evil? In May 1999, inside a claustrophobic, dirty apartment in Hong Kong, this beloved icon became the centerpiece of a waking nightmare. Imagine walking down a dimly lit hallway and seeing a giant, mermaid-shaped Hello Kitty plush toy sitting quietly in the corner. It looks completely harmless, but as you get closer, a sickening, metallic smell of decay suffocates the air. What the police found hidden deep inside its cotton stuffing would not only shock the world, but also expose a level of human depravity that defies all logic. Welcome to Dark Meridian. Today, we step into the shadows to uncover the agonizing 30 days of Hong Kong's most infamous crime, the Hello Kitty murder. The story does not begin with a murder, but with a series of terrifying nightmares. In May 1999, a 14-year-old girl named A Fong was suffering from severe insomnia. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the bloodied ghost of a young woman standing at the foot of her bed. The apparition endlessly repeated a chilling demand: "Give me back my head." Tortured by overwhelming guilt and psychological breakdown, on May 20, A Fong, accompanied by social workers, walked into the Sim Sha Sui police station. She sat before the detectives and began to recount a story so gruesome, so unfathomable, that the hardened police officers initially thought she was hallucinating under the influence of drugs. She claimed that her boyfriend and his associates had tortured a woman to death, chopped her up, and hid her skull inside a giant Hello Kitty doll. Following Ah Fong's statement, on May 26, 1999, a police squad raided the third-floor apartment at No. 31 Granville Road. As they broke down the door, a heavy, nauseating stench of decay immediately assaulted their senses. The apartment was a mess, but what caught their attention was a large, mermaid-shaped Hello Kitty plush doll sitting quietly in the hallway. Forensic experts carefully slit the doll open. Beneath the cotton stuffing, they found a human skull, stripped clean of flesh. Searching the kitchen, the police made another horrifying discovery. A clay pot typically used for cooking soup still contained murky residue, human teeth, and fragments of boiled flesh. Ah Fong was telling the chilling truth. But whose skull was this, and what led to such barbaric savagery? The investigation unraveled a dark history dating back 2 years. The victim was identified as Fan Man-yee, a 23-year-old nightclub escort and a mother to a young boy. In 1997, Fan allegedly stole a wallet belonging to Chan Manlock, a pimp with triad connections. The wallet contained 4,000 HKD and a luxury Rolex watch. Chan, enraged by the theft, tracked her down. Although Fan attempted to repay a portion of the debt, Chan ruthlessly fabricated exorbitant extortionate interest. He artificially inflated her debt to over $100,008, about $13,000 USD at the time, a sum impossible for her to pay when she failed to produce the money. Chan decided it was time to make an example of her. On March 17, 1999, Chen, along with his two enforcers Lung Xin-shou and Lung Ah-fong's boyfriend, abducted Fan and locked her inside the Granville Road apartment. What followed was a 30-day descent into pure evil. The three men, often high on methamphetamine, treated Fan as a punching bag for their twisted entertainment. According to Ah-fong's chilling court testimony, they suspended Fan from the ceiling and battered her severely with steel pipes and wooden clubs. When her wounds opened, they sadistically rubbed chili oil directly into the cuts. The torture methods escalated in depravity. They melted plastic straws and lighters, dripping the scorching liquid plastic onto her bare skin. They forced her to consume human feces and drink urine. To add psychological torment to physical agony, whenever they beat her, they forced her to laugh and smile. If she cried, the beatings became more vicious. Towards the end, Fan's face was swollen beyond recognition. Her teeth were shattered, and her body was covered in severe burns and rotting sores. She was bound tightly with electrical wire and left to rot on the cold floor without food, water, or medical attention. In mid-April 1999, around April 14th or 15th, Fan's shattered body finally gave out. She died in a pool of her own blood, and discovering her lifeless body, the killers showed no remorse. Chan Man-lok callously instructed his accomplices to dismember the corpse. To destroy the evidence, they dragged her body into the bathtub and used meat saws to cut her into pieces. Realizing that the raw flesh would rot and emit an overwhelming stench, they concocted a sickening plan. They brought large cooking pots into the kitchen, boiling Fan's severed limbs and torso. To mask the smell of cooking human flesh, they threw in ginger and soy sauce. The boiled remains were then scooped into black plastic garbage bags and casually tossed into public dumpsters across the city, forever lost to the landfills. The most horrifying act was reserved for Fan's head. They severed it from her neck and placed it in a pot over a kerosene stove, boiling it relentlessly until the skin and hair melted away, leaving a clean skull. Luang Wailan then grabbed a giant Hello Kitty mermaid doll. He sliced open the back of its neck, scooped out some of the synthetic cotton, and forcefully shoved the human skull inside. He crudely stitched the doll back up, sealing the gruesome secret. They cleaned the bloodstains from the apartment and abandoned it, thinking they had committed the perfect crime. During the highly publicized trial that began in October 2000, justice faced a devastating technicality. Because the perpetrators had destroyed the majority of Fan's body, forensic pathologists could not definitively prove the exact physiological cause of death, whether she died from internal bleeding, a drug overdose, as the killers forced drugs upon her, or sheer systemic failure. Because of this lack of physical evidence, on November 21st, 2000, a jury acquitted the three men of the charge of murder. Instead, they were convicted of manslaughter, unlawful imprisonment, and preventing the lawful burial of a corpse. However, on December 6, 2000, Justice Peter Nugent struck back. He sentenced Chan Man-lok, Luang Xin-shou, and Luang Wailan to life in prison. the maximum possible penalty. In his scathing final remarks, Judge Nguyen described the men as completely merciless and devoid of human conscience, calling it one of the most horrific and sadistic cases in Hong Kong's history. As for Fong Shi was granted immunity in exchange for her testimony. The building at No. 31 Granville Road became infamous, heavily stigmatized as a haunted house, and was eventually demolished into the Hello Kitty murder of 1999 remains one of the darkest and most sickening chapters in Asian criminal history. It is a chilling reminder that the most terrifying monsters don't hide under our beds, they walk among us, hiding behind closed doors and human faces. A giant plush toy, created to bring joy and comfort to children, was forever tainted, becoming a gruesome tomb for a life brutally and senselessly stolen. What are your thoughts on this tragic and twisted case? Could a different sentence have brought true justice for Fan Man-yee? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this descent into the Dark Meridian compelling, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next investigation into the abyss. Until next time, stay safe, trust your instincts, and remember,
the darkness is always closer than you think.